And now it is my wonder and honor to introduce the fabulous I.S. Jones, my dear friend. Itiola is a poet who has cultivated the art of mystique, practicing deep rigor, always graceful, a testament to what it means to be in community, to be in fellowship, to be with your friends in spite of distance. I'm always going back to revisit, I'm going to try and keep it short, but I'm always going back to revisit the night I first met Itiola in 2018 in Harlem, back when she still graced us in this city of New York. Two excerpts from that singular night are, first, a poem of 3 questions she asked. She said, "Who are your lineage poets? Why do you fear transgression? And what is the lexicon of your family?" And I have held on to these for, goodbye. I've held on to these for the past years and seeing in them a network of questions that sort of interlap and interlace to form like the web that holds so much of Itiola's work. If Itiola has a gesture, it is this, the cocking of a gun, a leg extending like a can-can dancer at the Moulin Rouge, a beautiful meal that comes together so quickly because the woman in the kitchen is fluent in all things, a language tantrum, the graciousness of being just the tiniest bit late. Her chapbook, Spells of My Name, came out with Newfound org just last December. I sincerely advocate for you checking it out, and her second book will be coming out in the coming years. I'll let her tell you about it. But right now, everyone, give it up for I.S. Jones.
Being as short as I am, you gotta learn how to adjust your own mics. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here and coming out for poetry. This is great. I'm going to read a few poems to you all, and then we'll enjoy the rest of the festival. Before I get started, I wanted to, another one of our immigrant daughters who isn't here right now, I wanted to call her into the space with a poem I wrote in conversation with her. She's writing a series of poems called Letters to Another Immigrant Daughter, and Patricia Jimenez was extremely generous enough to invite me to be a part of it, so I wrote this poem for her. Letter to Another Immigrant Daughter, for Patricia Jimenez. Here's a story I saved for you. Songbirds sing above the receding snow to encourage spring. Here's another. I lost my faith in love, and your hand reached across the tender hours to touch me. Such is the light falling slantwise through the train's blinds. I understand what makes a person leave and never look back. I know what makes a lover stay. Like my father, I love women anchored by worship, and I love being gone. It's easier for me to board a flight than to call back my mother. My doctor told me depressives often wake from the hours of 3 to 5 a.m. Some nights, I hold my chest in the airport of my heart where it snows forever. Tell me, what has devotion afforded you that beauty hasn't? I pack for the journey light. A kiss, a picture, a scarf. I was told to go in search of God, so I went towards the sea. To be a daughter is to be vast and resistant to borders. I never fully grew into the woman my mother wanted, one who dreams in white lace, rather something voracious, wildflowers conquering the fields, the same ones we witness in a blur of saffron, goldenrods, false Solomon seal. Side by side, we're arrowed towards the future. Most days I move through my life relearning astonishment. Gratitude is a choice, as is compassion, as is your palm wiping my face clean. I'm working on a full-length collection of poems which reimagines Cain and Abel as sisters, and that's all I will explain. Cain in the peopleless kingdom. Can one be opulently tired? If so, I am here. Dress pockets spilling of acorns, allegro in half shadows, praying mantis scaling the length of my forearm, scraped knees, the signs of a good childhood well spent, A ladybug lands on rotting fruit that when I split between my hands, an encore of maggots spill out. All things in the lush world have their place. Any field is a church once you understand surrender. I wear my sister's blouse and my mother's skirt. I am 10, and if I was faithful to patience, the fields beyond my tending open their secrets. Show me a creature more resilient than faith. Wildflowers. Every winter they retreat, forming beneath the earth a whisper of revenge, and every spring they resurrect. I make bouquets and my subjects speak to me. I dreamed you once. Did you feel it? Daisies in their proclamation. Yes, I am your dream made root and flesh. Red clover, white clover, red clover, white clover. Make me in your image. Purple cornflower, lady's glove, meadow sweet. Because I think I'm so clever, I'll tell you something. I think some of us were born to give more love than what we will know in return, and that is killing some of us, like what Adam does to my mother, dragging her by her throat into the bedroom. We are soft between hours. There's a sweetness to these nights of surrender. It's true. The heart beats two rhythms, one for me, then you. I emerge from the shower, drip on mama's good floor, trail a gallon of water towards your door. Down the hall you stretch in your skin, I saunter in mine. I tried before to rest, but my jaw aches from grinding teeth, so I kneel at your altar. I watch you touch yourself through a blade of light leaking into the hallway. Earlier we went to the river, if only to relieve the body of the sun's tirade. I didn't mean to see it first. You slip out of your blue bathing suit, step into the water. Blue promise memorizing the muscles of your back. I'm old enough to understand too much longing can make any creature feral. My problem is that I fall in love with beauty. You are the grape going into my mouth, the lone tear of river water tracing my breast. I've spent my small life as two bodies yearning to be one. I want to know how it felt the first time you discovered God's eye blooming between your legs, a flowering of dark red poppies in a field. What pleasure possesses you, sister, I want for myself. In this night, everything is about the moon, even her absence, even you. Eventually someone wants something. That's the nature of power. O patient light, grant me passage. I want no beast but the night to hear me. Your soft, indelible labor, fingers roving the field until you shudder into a gilded song. I long to kiss the hands of this submission. I dream we crash into each other, Cain Abel, Cain Abel, Cain Abel, that even when you catch me and close the door, I fever for the taste of you. I said I have a problem. I didn't say I wanted to be saved. I'm gonna read two more. One more? Really? Oh, balling out. Okay. Oh, Malvika, I might read the poem for you, the one that you like so much. Okay, so I got instruction that I could do whatever I want. That's great. All right. Husband, child, etymology of Cain. First return of spring I could remember. Mama took me out to the landscape, said burrow your hands into the soil and listen. So I did. I am daughter and husband, sister and mother. My name means she who creates, crafts, forms. The world I wanted most was one that would bend at will. I didn't understand this as a child when my first narcissus wilted in the heat. It was the law of my home. Because I am older, I do as my sister does as I tell her. Firstborn, third parent, mother of my own haunting lack. Was I ever a child or a surrogate to salvage my parents' union? My hands have come to know the wet dark intimately. My parents only touch at night, plea each other's names. My sister calls me perverse and I say how? Frogs envelope their softness into each other. Wild horses mount their manes so undo an ancient appetite. The soil tells me as much. In my grief, I cursed the narcissus. It said, yes, Lord, then perished at my feet. I know what love is because I know what violence is capable of. Truth is, I have no husband habits. Mother weeps in my lap with her good eye unblackened by Adam's rage. Baba, you have given me this dominion to master. You want perfection, yet you want the labor done by human hands. How do I win if there's no pleasing you? Can you pass me my chapbook? Thank you, my dear. Okay, I'm gonna just read one more poem from the full length and then I'm gonna switch to this. Summer is not over, but it is making its very quiet way out, so I'm gonna read an end of summer poem. Blood Mercy. Summer begins its descent, and we waste the hours in love with our girlhood. Red popsicles drip on our good dresses. Our legs carry us through the wild grass, skin sighing against each green blade. Your hands scratched on bark. Me finally mastering the two-strand twist I practice on you because your hair finally grew past your shoulders. It's late July. It's us two under the low-hanging expanse. Your hair is so long, I'm jealous, I whisper. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding my kinswoman. I wanted to deliver you from cruelty and gave you my own instead. Beneath your long skirt, a tapestry of rubies. I rinsed your legs with the backyard spigot. My life made sense when we were of one mind and two bodies. Now you keep secrets from me. Your diary says as much. The seasons turn and we stop knowing each other. Take my hand, I say, and we tangle ourselves in the hammock. When your head lolls onto my chest, I notice your hand is still bleeding. I pull a bobby pin from my hair, bend it straight, open my skin. My blood meeting yours to become Cain Abel. My name eating yours becomes cannibal. Mercy at your still body becomes claimable. Call it grace or pity. You, my ancestor, my wife. I should have ended you when the stakes were lower. Wound of my wound, immutable bond. My heart, unknowable from yours, becomes chainable. Clarity arrives as patient light. No matter what wind will drive us apart, you'll never leave me. Thank you all so much. Have a good rest of your day.
You can find I.S. Jones as I.S. Jones Poetry on social media. You can find Sarah Ghazal Ali as Saisara, which is a wonderful little bit of wordplay. You can find me as Dinner Theatrics and the new Third World reading series, New Third World. Give it up for our readers. Thank you so much.